Reddit stories. I have been a silent follower of the Reddit page for some time now, and I found some good ones that I wanted to read. So let's get started. The first story is, am I the a-hole for telling my guests it's better they don't come to the wedding after they complained about our wedding too much? Okay, I'm curious about this one. We are getting married in less than 2 months. Our RSVP deadline was a month ago. Everyone responded to our RSVP, but one couple. We really had to hound them to get any answers from them. Yesterday they sent a message telling us they are free to come, but along with the reply they sent us a long message how cumbersome and expensive it is to attend our wedding and how tiring the weekend for them will be and how they'll probably retreat. We were taken aback because we were paying for everything: food, drinks, parking. We were also paying for everyone's accommodations. A very nice lakeside hotel. Their biggest expense would be to pay for the gas for the 4-hour drive to the wedding and back. In brackets, they have a car. They also complained about the dress code. In brackets, we have black tie. But they both own clothes that would fit the dress code, so they wouldn't have to buy new ones anyways. But they complained about that too. We read the message and basically told them that if coming would be tiresome for them, it is better not to come. We said that we were not mad at all if someone can't make it or doesn't feel up to it, and there are no hard feelings, but basically uninvited them. In brackets, I know it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things budget-wise, but each guest cost us around $600, and I didn't feel like spending $1,200 on people that don't even want to be there. They are now angry at us and refuse to speak to us, and we were thinking maybe we were a bit harsh. Were we the a-holes? Honestly, no. In my opinion, I feel like they're trying to take advantage of the whole wedding event and use the accommodations to basically be at a holiday. And they were kind of like setting it up so that if the bride and groom were to call them out for not attending their wedding, they'd be like, oh, we told you ahead of time that it would be cumbersome and that we would retreat back. So I feel like it was a good call from the bride and groom to be like, hey, if you can't make it, if this is too much for you, you don't have to come. I feel like they were just trying to take advantage of the fact that the bride and groom is covering most of the costs. So yeah, let's see some of the replies to this. One of the replies says, "Aw, the ungrateful people planning to use their free hotel room as a personal retreat instead of celebrating with you. Laid it on thick and will have to pay for their own weekend getaway. Too bad, too sad. NTA." And someone else wrote under that, "This is where my mind went. They wanted a free vacation." Someone else also replied, "They thought they could pressure OP and their partner or make them feel guilty. LOL. Very smart that you didn't take the bait. Now thanks to their actions, they're uninvited." And then another person says, "Yet another classic case of people effing around and finding out." Wow, yeah. A lot of people are agreeing that they were trying to take advantage of the bride and groom's kindness and trying to cover most of the costs for the wedding event, and instead of actually attending the event, they wanted to use it as a holiday getaway. So glad that they were uninvited. Like, that's crazy. That's so no decorum, I guess. Am I the a-hole for dyeing my hair a new color? I, female 22, have been dyeing my hair the same color for about 3 years now. For some context, I moved out of college and started experimenting with my hair and fell in love with dyeing it a vibrant red. Recently, my friend, a female 21, has been working up the courage to dye her hair. She's been asking me questions same red color that I normally dye my hair. I was very excited for her and highly recommended the hair dye brand. A few hours after I got the call, I felt inspired to change my hair too. So I went and picked up some black hair dye to try something new. Last night, my friend drove over to my house. It's an hour drive, and I dyed her hair red in my room. We laughed. We laughed, watched YouTube, and had a fun time as we waited for the bleach and dye to work. It took a couple of hours to dye her hair, and she said that she was happy with the result. And we took some pictures of her red hair. Since it had gotten pretty late, my friend said she was tired and went to sleep on the couch in my living room. I wasn't tired, so I stayed up and dyed my hair black. This morning, my friend was surprised that I dyed my hair. I thought she was surprised to see me with a different hair color, since I have had red hair for a while now. But my friend wouldn't really talk to me and left my place earlier than expected. What? I was worried about her, so I texted her to see if she was okay, feeling okay. She texted back that she didn't know I was going to dye my hair black. She told me she was really upset because we were supposed to have matching hair. Brackets, I knew she picked out the same dye and I normally use, but I didn't realize the goal was to have matching hair with me. She also called me an a-hole because she has bright red hair now and I have more natural hair color. I probably should have told her I picked up some black hair dye after a call. I just didn't know how long it was going to take to dye her hair and if I would have had enough time to mine on the same night. I thought it would be fun that we both have had new hair colors. I haven't responded to her text yet because I don't know what to say. Am I the a-hole? It's her head of hair. She can do whatever she wants with it. I don't get why. I mean, she didn't even vocalize that she wanted matching hair with her, other than picking out the same hair dye. I can totally get besties trying to match. I think that's cute, but there needs to be a verbal, hey, do you want to do this with me? I think that'd be cute, kind of thing. She didn't know this. Her friend just did it without, it's kind of giving me, I don't know, it's giving me bad vibes. I think, yeah, the bad vibes are coming from the fact that, one, she didn't say anything to her, about liking her red hair, the friend liking her red hair, and then wanting to match with her. If that was a clear thing that she wanted, then I feel yeah, and then her getting upset over the black hair, she didn't dye your hair black when you were sleeping, she dyed her own head of hair, so I don't get it. I don't know, I'm getting weird vibes from her, from not Toby, the friend, that's who I'm getting a weird vibe from. Let's see, one of the first people in the reply say, not the a-hole. Bruh, that's so concerning. If you want to match on purpose, you communicate. I don't know how could you possibly DA when the other person didn't lay out their intentions exactly. That's what I'm saying, exactly. And another person under that reply said, to be honest, if matching was the whole point, she probably should have mentioned it before driving an hour over. Yes, I agree with that. Another person said, I'm so confused on how this would make you an a-hole. Definitely not the a-hole. And then not the a-hole. Someone read, okay, this might be a good point. Not the a-hole. It might feel to her you didn't want to match with her and she's taking that as rejection. But she sounds very over the top. I would just explain you were inspired to make a change and it was nothing else. I agree with that. Maybe there's a possibility that she thought, oh, you don't like having the same hair color with me, but maybe there's a chance. I'm still getting weird vibes. said everyone is lingering on she wants too much, but OP having to encourage friend to dye their hair and friend saying, now I have bright hair, you have natural hair. Seems like maybe she was embarrassed to have bright hair on her own, now feels stupid and lashing out. Still, OP is obviously NDA here, and that's no way to act. Yeah, I guess. Okay, maybe she thought, okay, there's a chance that maybe she thought I'm doing this like unnatural hair color, but at least I have a friend who has like this unnatural hair color with me. So if we were to go out, that, you know, if I get weird stares, we're both getting weird stares. Maybe that's the case, because she did mention now I have like a bright red hair color and you have natural, and she's probably maybe self-conscious. If you're self-conscious, you shouldn't be going unnatural hair color like that in the first place. Like, don't depend on people for your insecurities. I think you need to deal with that on your own, despite, you know, having friends. Your friends are not your therapist, like, to be completely honest. But yeah, OP is not in the wrong in this one. Am I the a-hole for refusing to help my husband clean for guests? I run a home-based daycare for 12 hours a day. This requires a lot of cleaning all day to keep the daycare part of the house clean, along with cooking and playing with the children. So by the end of the day, I'm exhausted and have very little energy to clean stairs. Upstairs, which is the private part of the house that only my family and guests use. Because of that, I don't particularly enjoy having guests over because I have to rush to get everything clean upstairs too. Whenever a friend or a family member of mine is visiting, my husband dramatically complains that I'm doing too much, in quotes, that I shouldn't be rushing to clean because they're just your friends, they don't care. He'll refuse to help because you're just stressing yourself for no reason. Well, my husband announced on Friday that he was having friends over for Saturday morning. I said that I had a very stressful week, so I wasn't feeling up to guests. He insisted that it was his guests, not my problem. Suddenly, the private space isn't clean enough, and he started trying to assign me and our kids spaces to clean. While he was, the audacity of this man, he was quote-unquote waiting to switch the laundry, in brackets, basically playing video games until the laundry was done. I refused. I told him, oh, don't worry, your friends won't judge, and took the kids and myself out for a movie. He said I was being petty and that I shouldn't have had. He said I was petty and that I should have had at least made the kids help like they helped me. My mother says I should have helped and probably embarrassed them because he was not able to get things cleaned enough on his own. I think he's a grown A man and should figured it out. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am so sick and tired of, like, what's it called? Deliberate, like, incompetence just to get other people to do the work for you. No. Absolutely not. Like, I've had to deal with, like, I've known so many men in my life that are like this, and it's just, you have to, like, kind of use reverse psychology to, like, get it out of I'm so sick and tired of men being like this. They're so weird. And, like, no, absolutely not. If I was in this woman's position, if I was in her position, I would be doing the same. I'm like, I'm dipping. You take care. Because you told me not to worry. Why is it suddenly my business? Like, he clearly does not care that she's already stressed from keeping a clean environment for the kids that she's caring for in her daycare. And like, I can't imagine how hard and grueling that is, especially if she's like taking care of a big group of kids for the day, every day of the week. And now you have her husband who completely ignores how important it is for her to have the house clean and, like, maintain the cleanliness goes on with, like, they're so okay with it. I'm like, I'm not okay with this. Oh, if I had a man that was like this, I'm done. Like, no. I'm not bearing with no man that does not know how to clean up after himself. TMI, I am a clean, like, I'm a germaphobe. I like my environment clean. I have some, like, OCD tendencies, which I'm trying to get diagnosed because I've been dealing with this since I was a kid, and sometimes it does fall into, like, contamination kind of stuff. So if I had a guy like this in my life, I'd be like, oh my, leave my life, please. I'm going on a rant, but it just kind of triggered me. But no, I don't think she's an a-hole. He clearly does not respect her and her boundaries of, like, hey, I've had a really long working period. I'm really tired. I've been cleaning a lot. Please just, like, do this. Like, you're a grown adult. I don't get it. Okay, I read the second comment. Okay, the first comment was, quote unquote, waiting to switch the laundry is a new chore I haven't heard of. What a clever husband to be able to multitask while doing such an important job. Sarcastically, obviously. And they wrote, not the ill. And another person said, my husband was telling me a joke about how women doing their typical household chores, the way men grill, like 4 women standing around watching the washing machine and ask their husband to get them beer. Oh my god, I don't know if I can go through all these. There are so many comments below complaining about the men in their lives. I'm talking husbands, I'm talking literal sons. Am I the a-hole for giving my boyfriend a ultimatum for showing me his house? Hi, I've been dating a guy for almost 3 months now. We literally live 15 minutes walking distance away from each other, so we hang out almost daily. He comes over my place to watch movies, eat dinner, and play games together. But he refuses to invite me over his place. Every time I ask him to hang out at his place, he tells me it's too messy and he doesn't want me to see it. He lives in a small apartment and has loads of free time to clean. I also offered to help him clean his home several times, but he refuses. He rejects the idea of hiring a professional cleaner too. I don't want us to only hang out at my home every time, and I've asked him to clean his home so many times. I even said I don't care about it being messy. I just want my boyfriend to invite me over. He claims he is cleaning bit by bit, but that's what he's been saying for 3 months now. Last week, I was fed up with it and told him I'm giving him the ultimatum of 2 weeks to show me his home or we're done. He asked me for a month. Eventually, we settled on 3 weeks, but he said he probably won't make it. Keep in mind, this is a single person apartment, so real small. He has all the time in the world. But it's bugging me. Am I the a-hole for demanding to see his place? Update. I asked him for a break. I need time to think. Thank you all so much for all the replies and advice. I never expected this to blow up. I appreciate you. I have read every comment. To answer some questions I've seen. Yes, he doesn't have a job. I know where he lives because we live so close to each other. We walk each other home, and I've seen him come in and out of his house. Because we live so close to each other, we walk each other home, and I've seen him come in and out of his home. I'm simply not allowed in. Oh my god, how long is this? Okay, one thing I'm absolutely sure of, he isn't married or dating someone else. We've known each other before we started dating. Probably should have mentioned that, sorry. He claims his home is just messy, and the time I gave him wasn't enough to clean. It's been 4 weeks now. I made this post 1 week into the ultimatum, so I actually gave him the full month he asked for. Anyway, we saw each other today and I asked him to go to his place. It's been a month. And he told me it's not going to happen. I told him I'm fed up with it. I need a break to think. Since this issue isn't the only thing bothering me, I'm not sure I should get deep into that in this post, but basically we have different views on certain important topics like work, faith, and discipline. So that's what I told him today, and that I need a break to really think about the future. He got upset and asked me if I realized what this is doing to him, and that he truly is working really hard to clean his home for me. It made me feel really bad, but I don't know if I believe it. I want to, but 4 weeks. Even before the ultimatum, I asked him 1 month into the relationship to show me his place, even if it is a mess. So he's been cleaning for at least 2 months. I'm torn. I want to end things because I don't see a future for us, but I do really like him. I don't know. I guess the update is he needs more time to clean, while I need more time to think. Brackets. I don't want any secrets, so I have to show him. I've shown him this post. When I wrote it, he knows about this. As someone who I don't think she's an EO. I totally understand if she has multiple issues going on with their differences. It's definitely not the EO. I do have to say, as someone who knows hoarders in my life, I feel like he might have an issue with that. I'm not saying he is, but there's a possibility. And hoarding is more than just being a mess. It definitely has to do with their mental health. A lot of people have a hard time just getting up and cleaning after themselves, or are very sentimental over the things that they have, even like the most unimportant piece of paper. There are people like that, and I can absolutely sympathize with, struggling with stuff like that. Yeah, I think maybe from the way she's talking about it, it definitely feels like he feels some kind of shame, especially since he doesn't have a job. He's unemployed at this moment. There might be a lot, like a lingering sense of shame in it too. I don't know, but that's the vibe I'm getting. But he's definitely not. She's definitely not the someone said my current theory: he lives with his parents and is embarrassed. He lives with his girlfriend or ex, or he's older. I think the second one, the ex-girlfriend thing, I don't think that's a possibility considering what she said. I don't think he lives with his parents either, because she said that it's like a single person apartment. That'd be way too small for like parents and him. But I do agree with the hoarding. Maybe that's a very likely chance considering his living situation at this moment. He lives in a single person apartment. Let's see. Someone in the replies row: I once had an ex tell me he lived with his mom when he actually lived with his wife. That's diabolical. That is absolutely diabolical. Oh my gosh. A lot of theories of living with ex, living with current girlfriend, and like cheating allegations, but I'm taking her word and considering the fact that maybe he's just like dealing with stuff. Because for someone who deals with hoarding and like it's mentally like it like a month or 2 is not enough, right? Like it takes time to get out of the headspace, and seeking out help and therapy helps, but I don't know what kind of help he has, and I don't know if she knows how to help him, right? Because she clearly doesn't know what's going on. I feel bad if that's the case for both parties. I've never tried mouth sounds like that. Do anyone like it? Because I don't know. I think it's whenever I'm watching an ASMR video, I'm cool with it, apologies for mobile formatting. Okay. For the past few months, I've replaced all of the sugar in my dad's sugar dispenser to Splenda. He's 73 years old. He's been living with us due to some cognitive issues after being in the ICU for a couple months. Anyways, the man drinks a gallon of those store-bought super sweet tea jugs. Oh my god, that's like a tongue twister. Super sweet tea jugs a day. Yeah, no, the ones that have 60 grams of sugar per 12 ounce servings, and dumps a massive amount of sugar in his coffee every morning. He's been doing this for ages since he has had many fillings, root canals, tooth extractions, etc. The dentist and his doctor tell him to cut back on sugar, but every time he nods along until we get in the car and he spits out, "The damn doctors can't tell me how to live my life." Okay. I'll do what I damn well please, okay? This last time, he had a cavity so bad and so deep and so infected that he wouldn't even let them pull the teeth. It hurt him so bad. We ended up having to take him to an oral surgeon to have them extracted. By the way, he does brush his teeth. I remind him every morning, evening, and I monitor him while he does it, just in case but he's actually really good about brushing, and he uses a water flosser. The dentist told him again this time that if he didn't cut back on his sugar intake, that she would end up having to give him dentures. Anyways, so like the title says, these past few months I have been replacing his sugar with Splenda. I have been brewing his sweet tea at home and refilling his jugs. I replaced the sugar in the dispenser with Splenda. He doesn't notice a damn thing until yesterday. He caught me with the Splenda bag and the tea. And when I tell you that man threw a fit, he had a full-blown temper tantrum, yelling about elder abuse. He's been grumbling about it all day yesterday and today, and it keeps on going about it, saying things like, "Is this actual beef or is it fake?" LOL. My husband agrees with me, my mom, who doesn't live with us, and my brother says I'm being controlling, and my dad is obviously pissed. So am I the a-hole for replacing his sugar with Splenda behind his back? ETA, I've had him try Splenda before and told him. He said he didn't like it, and I brewed some homemade sweet tea for me with Splenda one time, and he drank it and he said he loved it. I told him later it was Splenda and he was mad. I've also talked to his primary doctor about this as well, and he was on board. He is medically incapacitated. This is very conflicting because on one hand, I do understand where she's coming from. You know, like as parents myself, like it's concerning when your parents make unhealthy choices that could lead them to, worsening their health. But I also kind of get where he's coming from. I feel like he may be, especially after his kind of health scares, being in the ICU and stuff, he might be in a position where he feels like he's losing control over his own life and what he can do. So, man, I don't know. It's such a hard, yeah. A lot of people are saying they are the asshole, but I've seen, I feel like for this episode I've been able to use a lot of like my personal life experiences, but I do have people like that in my life who are, are going up in age, and I've made choices that are not very healthy, and it's unfortunately going to end up shortening their lifespan, and no one wants their loved ones to pass from things that can be avoided. I get her, but I wish she went about it a different way, maybe that may have caused me to be like, okay, you're not the a-hole, can see definitely why people think she's an a-hole. On another hand, I can see why she's so concerned and had to take this kind of action, if especially since he's like stubborn about it. Like, he likes Splenda when he's not aware, but then as soon as she says it's Splenda, he gets like really pissed. So yeah, that's my opinions on it, I guess. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed reading the stories for this episode, and I hope I will be back next week with more ASMR.